All right. Okay, so this is a mock interview for history taking, so it's clear for everybody, okay? So, what brings you in for counseling? What can I help you with?
I am trying to work on end-of-life issues.
End of life. Okay. And so what kind of things are you experiencing?
Anger,
Okay? And that includes irritability, lack of patience, all of it?
yes.
Okay, and how long has that been going on?
Since I received my diagnosis, about 2 months.
2 months. So prior to then, you didn't have issues with like angry outbursts, irritability, or lack of patience? Or is
Probably
it-
the lack of patience.
Okay. And does it say anything, any kind of message that you get that being angry about the end of life, what's coming up for you as far as like what words would go with that?
I feel like it's a consequence, a death sentence. So I'm angry with God that He's making me have these consequences.
So I'm being punished, or it's my fault?
Punishment.
Okay. And do you believe in an angry God?
I don't believe in God
You don't believe in
at
God?
this point, no.
Okay, so if you don't believe in God, how would God be punishing you for choices you made before?
Because I feel if there was really a God, then He would help me.
Okay. And what would that help look like? Like no diagnosis, healing?
I don't think I would be dying at my age.
Okay. So do you have a hard time with sleep?
Yes,
Falling or staying?
falling asleep.
Okay. And has that also been just in the past 2 months, or have you had a hard time falling asleep most of your life?
No, just the past 2 months.
Okay. So what happens when you are laying down to go to sleep?
My mind starts racing.
And what's it thinking about?
If I fall asleep, I'm not going to wake up.
Ah. So I'm going to die.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any anxiety or depression that goes with this?
Anxiety.
Okay. And that's just again in the past 2 months?
Yes.
Okay. And how are you experiencing the anxiety?
I just can't focus and just fearful.
Okay.
I guess I'm depressed too.
And are you worrying about stuff?
Yes.
Okay. So fear, worry, and focus.
Yes.
Okay.
And I isolate.
So if 10's the worst and 0's the least, how bad has that anxiety been in the past 2 months?
A 9.
Okay. And would you like that to be lower?
Yes.
How low would you like to see it go?
Probably at maybe a 3.
Okay. And how bad's the depression been?
A 10.
And where would you like to see that?
Probably at least a 3 as well.
Okay. Is there any suicidal thoughts with a depression?
Sometimes.
Okay. Any trust issues with people?
Yes.
Having a hard time making friends, keeping friends?
Keeping.
Okay. So what gets in the way of keeping friends? It's like usually making friends is the hardest part. So once you make a friend, what gets in the way of you keeping them?
I just push everybody away. What's the use? I'm going to die anyway.
So does that say like I don't deserve friendship, I don't deserve happiness?
I just look at it on their point of view. I just figure, why get close to somebody when I'm not going to be around for much longer?
Okay. Do they feel the same way?
I don't know.
Okay, so it's kind of like you're making that choice for them then, right?
Yes.
Okay. Any addictions?
In my past.
Okay, so not an issue now?
No.
Okay. Do you get a lot of headaches?
Yes.
Daily, weekly?
Daily.
Okay. And how long ago did that start?
Oh, I've been sick for about the last 2 years, so probably 2 years.
Okay. And is that when you were diagnosed, was 2 years ago?
No, 2 months ago.
Okay, so then the problem was there for 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because I've had other medical issues.
Okay. So other than the headaches and the actual physical pain that you have from what's going on, do you also hurt in your stomach or shoulders or back, like where you carry your stress and your worry at?
My stomach.
Stomach. And do you get nauseated? Does it feel upset a lot?
Upset, and I'm always constipated.
Are you on the medication that kind of
Yes.
slows everything? Okay.
Well, and the pain medication they have me on causes constipation.
Right, that's what I was asking. Okay. So then the upset stomach is separate and connected to that constipation, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any phobias, like spiders or small spaces or the dark?
Just falling asleep.
Falling asleep. Now, did the doctor tell you you would die in your sleep one day?
No, but I just feel that's a possibility.
Okay. Have you ever had any other sleep issues? Like when you were a kid, maybe domestic violence at night, loud noises, anything else that interfered with your sleep?
When I was on drugs.
Okay. So after you got off drugs up until this diagnosis, were you sleeping well?
I only sleep well when I go to my mother's house.
Okay. So mom's kind of a safe place to be?
I guess. I've never really looked at it that way, but
Okay,
she takes me home for the weekend and then she gets upset because all I do is sleep.
okay. But you feel safe enough to sleep there?
Yes.
Okay. Any fears of, like, fear of failing, fear of succeeding?
No.
Okay. Do you have a lot of grief, guilt, or shame?
I think guilt.
Okay. And is that over previous choices that you've made in your life?
Yes.
Okay. So anything in there about making poor choices, like you were powerless, helpless, or weak, or just can't make good choices, or I don't trust myself?
I was in a gang in my earlier days, so
Okay.
I had to do whatever I was told to do.
Okay. So it's not like you really had a choice then?
Exactly.
Okay. Any seizures or traumatic brain injuries?
No.
Okay. Were you ever physically abused?
No.
Any domestic violence in a relationship or between your parents?
Yeah, my past relationship.
Okay. And she was abusive to you?
We were to each other.
Okay. So it was mutual?
Mm-hmm.
Leave you thinking anything bad about yourself? Like I don't deserve love, or I'm not good enough, or I can't trust people?
Probably the trust.
Okay. And is it people in general? Is it women in general?
It's people in general.
Okay. Ever sexually abused or raped?
No.
Okay. Anybody close to you that died that you've had a hard time getting over?
My father.
Okay. And how long ago did your father die?
2 years.
Okay. So interesting, your headaches started about 2 years ago as well. Okay.
Yes.
So how did your father die?
Cirrhosis of the liver.
Okay. And were you there when he passed?
Yes.
Okay. And is that disturbing for you? Like, is that the last image you have of him?
Yes.
Okay.
The way he died was really traumatic, and I have the same diagnosis as him, so
So you're already seeing what your future is going to look like,
Yes.
so to speak. Okay. Okay. Have you ever had any house fires or floods, any natural disasters that you kind of survived or lived through?
well, I've done a few of house fires on my own, but I've never been in a house fire.
Okay. And I'm sure having lived a gang life, you've probably witnessed some events that may have been a little disturbing to you?
Yes.
Okay. Any that like replay over in your mind when you try to sleep or when you're sitting during the day that you just can't get past?
No, I just feel guilty for everything that I took part in.
Okay. Any car accidents that you've been in?
A couple.
Any that left you afraid to drive, or like now you have to be the passenger because you're afraid of dirt roads or ice or snow?
No.
Okay. Any injuries that you've had, like you fell off a ladder and now you won't get on the ladder to put up Christmas decorations or the star on the tree?
I was shot once
Okay.
in the leg.
How long ago was that?
10 years ago.
Okay. Were you ever in combat other than your gang lifestyle? Were you ever in the military in combat?
No.
Okay. Ever in foster care, kinship care, or RTC?
No.
Okay. Were you teased or bullied as a kid?
No.
Okay. Any medical, because you mentioned medical issues up with the headaches.
Mhm.
So any medical issues, like you might have had surgeries or you woke up during a surgery?
Diabetes,
Okay.
and I've had 150-pound weight loss.
And was that a good thing or a traumatic thing for you?
A good thing.
Okay. And is the diabetes a traumatic thing for you, like when you got diagnosed?
Yes.
Okay. And how long ago were you diagnosed?
At the age of 12.
So was there ever a fear of going into a diabetic coma, losing your limbs, anything like that? When like the doctor told you, you have to be careful or this could happen or that could happen. Did they lay out all those bad things for you?
Yes.
Okay. And did having diabetes ever put limits on what you wanted to do? Like, I'm different from everybody else, or I can't do this?
It did.
It did? Okay.
My brothers never believed me that I was sick, so they used to pretend they were sick too, so they could try to get the same attention I was getting.
Okay. So did you have more people who didn't believe the things that you had said?
Yes.
Okay. So what would be, like if I were the genie and I was going to give you 5 magic wishes, right? What would be those 5 things? Now, they can be events that bother you. They can be symptoms. They can be a combination of the both. What would those 5 things be that you would like to see get better?
That I wouldn't die so soon.
Okay, so that's not something I have control over. Okay, so what else is there that, in the mix of things that I'll be trying to help you with, that you would like to see improve before you die?
A better relationship with my children.
Okay, what else?
Sometimes I wish people would, or my family would acknowledge the fact that I was sick that whole time, and they could maybe believe that I was sick and now see where I'm at.
So you want to be believed and heard or validated?
Yes.
Okay. Anything to do with your father? Anything to do with your sleep?
Yes, I would like to have my pain controlled and possibly be able to sleep in my own home.
And how bad is the pain on a daily basis? Same scale, 0 to 10.
A 12.
Wow. So what would be a manageable pain level for you?
Probably about a 5.
Okay. So how do you think you'll know when things are changing? What would be different for you?
I think that's what scares me is I don't know. I'm just going to be told by my nurse that comes in weekly to see me. She told me once they start coming in daily, then they notice enough of a decline that they would
Okay.
come in daily at that point.
Okay. How long does it take you to fall asleep now?
Days,
So you can go days without sleep?
yes.
Okay. And that doesn't matter what meds you're on, it doesn't knock you out?
No.
Okay. So one way that you would know things have changed is you might actually be able to fall asleep and sleep every night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
And then we already rated where pain, depression, and anxiety, where you would like to see that. What about the anger? Would you like to see the anger decrease?
Yes, I would.
Okay. And where's it at right now?
A 10.
Okay. And where would you like to see it?
Being the person I am and always have been, I probably couldn't get lower than a 5, so probably a 5.
Okay. So how do you think, if we can meet those, if I can make your wishes happen, right? How do you think things would be different for you?
Well, I would be able to enjoy my children
Okay.
and be in the same room with them.
Are they young still?
12 and 10.
Okay. Do you have a certain idea of how you would like to go out of this world? Like strong, confident, happy,
With dignity and respect.
dignity? Okay. And is there anything that our work together might do to make it more dignified or to have respect?
I think if I can lower my anger, I think I'd be more accepting of things to come. And maybe work on my spiritual part of things.
Okay. Okay. Well, since we got most of this done in the time that we have, then I would like to continue on and develop a targeting plan. So I'm going to have you rate these things that bother you, and then we're going to start at the bottom and we're going to work our way up. Okay? All right. So when you talk about your father's death, same scale, 0 to 10, how much does that bother you now?
Well, I really didn't like my father because he was mean and just hateful. But seeing him suffer,
Mhm.
I would probably say about a 5.
Okay. And being shot in the leg, how much did that bother you?
It didn't. It don't.
It doesn't bother you, okay? What about the gang life and the guilt over choices that you were a part of?
I'd say probably about a 9 right now.
Okay. And your fear of falling asleep, how much does that bother you?
A 10.
Okay. Okay. What about the diabetes and not being believed?
I'd
Here
say
in-
a 10.
Okay. All right, so the few things that we have on here, you have 2 10s, a 9, and a 5, okay? So where we would start would be at the 5, okay? And that'll give me the opportunity to see how your brain is going to work with the EMDR, how you're going to process it, whether you're tired afterwards or energized afterwards. It gives me an idea of things. And because you don't know me and I don't know you, it allows you the time to gain trust in the process rather than waiting for you and I to build a trusting relationship. Because I don't know how much time you have. We can't afford to take all that time to wait for that, okay?
What if I get more angry? Is that possible?
Not usually. When we work on things, I work on them until they dissipate. So during the sets, you may notice heightened anger or heightened sadness or heightened guilt, and it's usually those first 2 or 3 sets, and then usually things start to calm down, and if they don't, please let me know, and I will make sure, because this is how I'm going to keep you safe. So as long as you let me know what's going on, then I can keep you safe and keep it from getting too bad, okay?
Okay.
All right. Any other questions?
No.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.